Now, I started out 35 years ago, 22 or something I'd been then, and all those years ago, I was working in London for Hawth & Hawth, they're tourism and leisure consultants, and one day, an American walked through the door. He said, "I've come to England to open up a hamburger joint." And my boss looked at him, John Bodlander, he was the partner. He said, "Hamburger joint? Well, in England, we don't eat hamburgers." And the American said, "Yeah, but come on, I got premises down the road." So my boss beckoned me out, and we went down with this chap, and we went round Eros and then down towards Hyde Park. And suddenly he said, "There's the place, that's the place I'm going to put my business in." And my boss said, "Yeah, but that's a condemned building here in Piccadilly. It's the wrong end of Piccadilly. You know, you can't open a hamburger joint there. It's just not likely." So the Americans said, "Well, look, let's cut to the chase. You do your feasibility study. That's your job. When you've done it, we'll talk about it." So we did the feasibility study, and I made lots of cups of tea, as you do at 22 in a professional practice. And the conclusion was that English people don't eat hamburgers. The premises are condemned. They're at the wrong end of Piccadilly. And by the way, don't do it. But he did it. What did he call it? What did he call it? He called it Hard Rock Cafe. And it went on to be a leading global brand. It was the first Hard Rock Cafe outside the United States of America. And 35 years ago, the world of business looked like this key here. There was knowledge in this key. There was information. You could touch the knowledge. You could feel it. You could measure it. And sure enough, if you turned this key, it would do the job. It would open the door. But in the 35 years that have gone by, I've watched every single organisation. I don't care whether we're talking about an SME, a small to medium, I don't care whether we're talking about a PLC, a not-for-profit organisation, a government department. All organisations are now trying to compete, trying to develop competitive advantage, depending what your language is, but it's in a world that looks like this key here. And in this key, there are different rules. For example, in this world, customers tend to want more for less. Would you agree with that at all? Customers tend to want more for less, more value, more substance, more something. They want more for less. And in this world, competition can arrive from anywhere on the globe, either directly or indirectly. Is this true or not?
No.
It is, isn't it? And in this world, knowledge and information, it comes through the air at 186,000 miles per second. It goes smack into the boardroom like that. So the board of directors have to be able to change how they do things. They have to be able to change how they think. And they have to sometimes be able to change how they behave. And because the product and service life cycle is going start-up, growth, maturity and decline, you remember that 4 sections of that model? That's becoming faster and faster and faster and faster. Time is contracting for organisations. So the speed of change, the speed of response in the boardroom is essential. And therefore, the better the quality of relationships in the boardroom, the better will be the performance of the organisation. So I'd like to start off with direction, if I may. We've got a few minutes on direction, a few minutes on trust, and a few minutes on performance.